Hello everyone, it's 8 o'clock on a Monday evening and it is time for episode 73 of Wilson Waffling Live. Run titles. Wilson Waffling, yeah, I'm here. Oh, what a rush. What a rush. Do you know, it's been such a rush today. Number one, it's absolutely boiling hot and I hate it when it's boiling hot, and I've been marking assignments. If anybody's watching from the first year, yes, I've been marking your assignments all day. So, yeah. I'm nearly finished, so don't worry. They'll be ready for you on Friday, so don't worry. So I came home and I had to do my shaded route home to avoid the sun. And then I've just been streaming on Twitch with somebody called Chugawugga, playing Overwatch, if you know that. And then I had to say, no, I have to go. And I've come straight in, grabbed a cup of coffee, and here I am for Wilson Waffling Live with you. Welcome. It's lovely to have you along. If you're watching this live, then thank you very much for watching it live. If you're watching the recording, then thank you very much as well for watching the recording. And talking about recording, I think things are going downhill, aren't they? But only partly, because I'm going to stay positive. Because if you remember last week for episode 72, now this is going back 2 weeks because I never do a Wilson Waffling Live on a bank holiday. So there wasn't one last week, but there was the one before that. So if you're sat there at the moment thinking, oh, hang a minute, I missed last week's. No, you didn't. Don't worry, because I didn't do one. There you go. Ta-da. So anyway, 2 weeks ago, episode 72, I set myself a target and I said that I wanted 12 views and 2 likes. Okay. And I thought that was a sensible target. So drum roll. That's my drum roll. You can probably hear that. Drum roll. I got 26 views. Boom. Almost double my 12, so that's fantastic. Dead chuffed about that. Thumbs up for that. And 1 like. Yeah. Gutted. My heart just went, it broke. 1 like. Now, can I just say, before I say anything else, that wasn't me. Okay, it wasn't me. It's not me liking it. You know, I did consider making up about 15,000 accounts and just going and liking it, but I didn't. Now, I must confess that I know a lot of you have been on breaks over half term, etc. And so you've had 2 weeks that you're either on placement or you weren't watching, which is absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. That's not a problem at all. And then I think we had a bit of a problem in the sense that I didn't market it very well. So although you might be to blame if you didn't press that like button, I'm taking complete responsibility for this. So let's set the target a little bit higher. Okay, it seems that we're doing well with you. So we had 10, then we had 12. So I increased that by 2. So I'm going to do a jump of 3. I'm going to go for 15 views. I'm going to go for 15 views, and I'm going to stick with my 2 likes. So 15 views and 2 likes. Episode 73 needs 15 views and 2 likes. Okay, that's what we're going for. And I promise I won't hit the thumbs up button at all. So it requires 2 of you to like it. So if you're watching this now, you can't like it. If you're watching the recording, go on. Just go on, just do it. Just go down there, and press that like button. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe as well. Yes, so anyway, remember that if you are listening to this show live, then you can actually chat in the chat room, which is up and running. Or you can chat in the chat room. If you're recording, you can't chat in the chat room, but you can add comments below. It used to be a fact, I don't know if you know this, but on live broadcasts, the chat used to translate to the comments on the video. but they stopped doing that because a lot of gamers used to use it, and it just used to be a huge amount. It must take up so much memory. It must have been unbelievable. So also, if you're watching this on the recording, then by all means, if you like the live show or you like the recording and you would like to put a comment, then make sure you comment down below. I will be giving you various options to think about throughout the show. So by all means, if you've got any answers to that, any comments, then stick them down below in the comment section. And I will, don't worry, I will go back and I get an email because somebody, George, actually put a comment in a smiley face and I got an email. So I will reply to them if at all possible. And also remember, I've been out watching YouTubers getting down with... Is this what they do? Is this what they YouTube, or is it that? Is it that or that? This is in sign language is an award. I think it's like that. I'm just watching myself on the video over there. That's why I'm looking over there to see my video. And yeah, I'm down with the kids. So please hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. That would be fantastic, and we'll see how it goes. So, what else does it say? Yes, I said all that. I've got a script here. I've got a script. Oh, I've got something new to show you. Can you see this down here? I've been practicing with something. And I've got something fancy, hopefully, to show you. Are you ready? Have a look at this. What do you think of this, guys? Are you ready? We'll see whether or not it works. I haven't tested this yet. Here we go. Oh, did you see that? Right, let's see if I can make it go away. Let me see if I can make it go away. Oh, no, the answer to that question is I can't make it go away. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. How cool is that? So I'm going to try to use that. So here it comes again. Here it comes again. Oh. Join the chat and use it. It's Wilson Waffling Live. Excellent. How good is that? Now, remember, if you'd like to engage with me in any way, then by all means add in the comments below. Or guess what? You can go across to Twitter. Wait for it. Here it comes. You can go across to Twitter. That's my Twitter there, at iWilsonYSJ. By all means, add me there. Or use the hashtag YSJPrimeEd if you'd like to get involved. So apparently there's one person watching at the moment. So if you're that person, hello, welcome. But I'm not too sure whether or not it's actually me who's watching myself. So forgive me if I've got that completely and utterly wrong. I'm going to go back to this one. Here we go. Off it goes to that one. And it's coming on, don't we? Ta-da! Absolutely fantastic. So what have we got on to tonight's show? Well, I did have one of these that said coming soon, but I didn't get it organised, but I'll work on it. I'll work on it. So what have we got on tonight's show? Well, as usual, in a little while, we've got the tweets of the week, and that is when I take some images from the my Twitter timeline throughout the week and I share them with you here. Then we've got a website roundup, which I've done slightly different today. I've done it slightly different, and I'll explain why when we get there. Then we've got some teacher tidbits when I share with you some teaching ideas so you can use it in your classroom. And then finally, we've got some Ask Waffling Wilson when I have a look at my app on my phone here and I see what are the questions that you sent me, and I will answer them live on air. I haven't looked at it. I never looked at it. So there might be none. There might be none, or there might be one, and I really don't know. But as always, I just need to do something. Hang on, guys. I just need to do something because that's better. I can see it now. Sorry, my script was so small I couldn't see it on the screen. With these eye glasses, I still couldn't see it. So now, as always, I like to start off the show with a start off show activity, or a SOSA, or how I used to use them in school, I used to call them SODA, a start of day activity. And the idea of this is that I give the children some ideas to get their brains going, to get those creative juices going, and they used to be done in an orange book that was totally plain. And to give you some idea. And I never used to look at them unless the children wanted to show it to me. And they used to just pop it on my desk if they wanted to show me it. Anyway, here we go. Now then, I don't know if you noticed, but the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero, whatchamacallit, Turtles movie is coming out. You can see it in cinemas near you now. 3D IMAX or whatever. I can't see 3D. Well, I can see 3D because obviously I'm seeing now, but I can't see 3D in the cinema. I actually bought myself a 3D television, you know, that I could see, and I got proper glasses that are run by batteries and everything, and I got all sat down and I started to watch it like this, and I had my nephew and niece with me, and they're going, oh wow, look at all the fish coming out, and to me I see nothing. I'm one of the small percentage of people who it doesn't work for, and that's me. Yeah. Great, eh? So before you say it, I did take my glasses off. To see whether or not that worked, and it didn't. Anyway, so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles, or whatever it is coming out. And so this is a soda that I would give to the children in a similar, you know, when a superhero film's coming out. And rather than doing the classic, what superpower would you have? Okay, which I think is overdone a bit. I'd like to talk about teams, because when I was teaching, it was all about our class and our team, and we worked together as a team, and that was really important. And I used to say to the children, right, let's talk about teams, Fantastic Four, you know, that sort of, the Avengers, that sort of thing. So sorry for all you non-geeky people out there, you know, this is about comics and good films and things. Anyway, the idea was, I said to the children, right, what three powers of your superhero team? So imagine you've got three people, each of them got a power. What would their three powers be? And it's an idea that you wanted to defeat the supervillain, and how would those three powers join together? And if you want to watch, there's a wonderful bit in Fantastic Four when they all work together to sort of like kill Doctor Strange, I think it is, you know, and they go supernova, and she, the Invisible Woman, holds it in, and then Ben showers it with water, you know, and then that's it. So it's a good opportunity also for teamwork, to see how the three would work together, but also I encourage them to give names to them, and it's a good idea for alliteration, you know, like the Fantastic Four, you know, I wanted to say the Fabulous Three, but that's probably a different sound, but it sounds good. It's sort of like a half rhyme, isn't it? So that's good. Excellent. So if you have any of your three people or three heroes or three superheroes, then by all means add them in the comments below. Or you can tweet me, and I have a wonderful Twitter account. Here's my wonderful Twitter account. You can tweet me at iWilsonYSJ. It's coming up now. Here it is, just there. So by all means tweet me to that. Okay then, so let's move on, and let's go straight over. I'm just moving this over here so I can see it clearly. Let's go straight over to the tweet of the week. I still haven't got that tweet of the week up. I still haven't done that. Right, let's see. Now, this week, let me just readjust. This week has been a very quiet week. But well, last week was, because it was half term. And so here we go. Yes, I'm back. I think I'm back. Here we go. Yeah. Yes, I'm back. Oh, well, I don't know what happened there, because it all crashed. It all crashed on me. It was awful. And now, oh no, you won't believe what's happened. I've lost the whole tweet of the week. I've lost everything. Everything's just crashed out the way. Oh no, we're going to have to do some fly-by-night stuff here. Hang on there. Hang on there. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see if we can get some... if we can do some wonderful, interesting things here. Right, I think we're sorted. So anyway, typical Wirecast actually went and crashed, and that's it. Anyway, so let's look at the tweets of the week. So can I first say that it's been a very quiet week. It's been a very quiet week because there's been half term and things like that. So I've actually done some tweets of myself. So I've chosen some tweets for you. So here's the first one. And you can see here, this is our York St John's Student Union, and they were doing the 3 peaks. The 3 peaks completed by the staff team there, the YSJ Student Union, and they were the mountain lions. Rawr, there you are, all busy doing that, which was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. So well done, the YSJ Student Union staff team. That was absolutely fantastic. Well done for that. Now then, what else has happened? Well, we do have some students who are out on placement, and this one is from Miss Grant. And Miss Grant says, drama session this afternoon. Let's see how it goes. So they're out actually doing their drama, doing sessions live, doing it out in school now, and actually seeing how it goes. And to sort of like demonstrate that people are out in schools, then here we have Claire here. So who do you think we could be comparing in history? And I do believe that's Tim McPeak. I think that's his name, isn't it? The astronaut who's been up in space. I think that's the person. He's been up there. Yeah, brilliant. Now, also, I saw this, which was I could have used this as a teaching tidbit, but I haven't. I actually saw this and I retweeted it onto the hashtag YSJ Prime Ed. And this was, I think it's mainly for secondary school, but I think it'd be wonderful for primary school as well, because what it is like, it's saying to people, why don't you have a go at correcting people's tweets? So having a look at people's tweets and seeing the celebrities' tweets that have got bad punctuation in it, and you have to correct it. And I thought, what a great idea that is. You know, you can have some real fun with that. So I retweeted it to the hashtag YSJ Primary Ed there, which was absolutely fantastic. And also, I've only got one more to show you, so don't worry. I just wanted to show you this because if you are thinking about coming to YSJ, and if you're watching this at the present moment in time thinking, oh, I don't know whether or not there's enough support, here's a wonderful conversation that went on between me and Gary and I, and he had some questions, and he was thinking whether or not could he actually use something in school, which was the TV advert for the John Lewis advert, and whether or not he could use that to teach Year 5 about the Christmas troops there. And the reason I wanted to show you this is to show you, as you go down, the conversation that we'll have. And I don't know if you can see it right down the bottom. It actually says, thanks, hashtag best tutor, bless him. So yeah, best tutor here. So that, guys, was the tweet of the weeks. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, then here's my Twitter. It's right there, and that's the hashtag that's down there, the hashtag YSJ Prime Ed. So by all means, I'm just moving that across. Let's see if I can get a bit of light on me. There you go. By all means, go and have a look at it. Now then, we are going to go on to the website roundup. And the website roundup this week is going to be slightly different, just slightly different. So here's the title. You know, I give up. I give up. I don't know what Wirecast is doing today. I don't know whether or not it needs an update or something like that, but it really is playing up. It really is playing up. Telestream, help me. I'm trying to do a live show here, and Wirecast is playing up. So what I thought I would do today, normally I record Wilson Waffling, don't I, the website roundup, and you just watch me, and I do try to do some fancy transitions, and I thought, oh, hang on a minute, why am I doing this? It's a live show. I should try to do it live. So that is what I'm going to do. So wish me luck, because I've got some fancy stuff. I'm still going to read it, so I apologize for that, but hopefully this will go together. So here we are. This is the website roundup. Off that goes. And here I am. I'm over to one side. So amidst all the discussions and articles over the situation of finding parents who take the children out of schools, Barnsley City Council announced last Friday that they would be cutting the length of the summer holiday in the year 2017 to 2018, with there being a longer holiday in October. So shorter summer holiday, but a longer one in October. As you can imagine, there has been some interesting comments about this. Initially, the academies within the city have announced that they won't be implementing the change, and neither will be the colleges. So the thing is, colleges and academies will be doing something different from the schools. So it's leading to a very fragmented system. Nick Brown, the principal of Horizon College, stated that it would make recruitment and retention of good staff difficult, and parents comments included, I love my time with the kids, praise for an extra week somewhere else for a different option for holidays. 2, keep your thieving hands off my kids' my time with the kids. So a real sort of like mismatch of comments there. The discussion also included the learning loss over the summer holidays. You know, big holiday, what learning is lost, you know, when the children come back. And by shortening the summer break, they're hoping that loss of learning might be reduced. Interestingly enough, if you look at the private sector, the independent sector, they has much longer holidays, and they maintain the standard. And compared to other countries, the UK is at the bottom of the list for the summer holiday break, with Finland having 11 weeks. Yes, 11 weeks, imagine that. And the USA having a shorter school year altogether. Now, there's always going to be a range of responses when it comes to changes, although school holidays is one of those topics which generate more of a response. So I think there needs to be some kind of leadership over this, and with terms on holidays to be established, and it's almost like implementing it nationally to support parents and schools alike. Okay, does a long school break reduce learning and or progress? Well, that has yet to be shown, okay? It hasn't been shown, it's just assumed. And I know that I probably learn better after a time off from something rather than keeping going at it. So here's what you can add down in the comments below. What are your views about the summer holidays? Are they too long? Are they not long enough? Should holidays be more evenly spread? Or should we have a longer Christmas break? You know, so take some of the summer holidays and stick it on Christmas. Well, that's this week's topic, so you can get posting and put the answers down below. Right, let's go on to the next story. Here we go. There you go. Wow. So as well as longer holidays, another aspect of the private education system which seems to be beneficial are smaller class sizes. However, recently Professor David Reynolds has criticised the Welsh Government's plan to reduce infant class sizes to under 25 by stating that reducing class sizes did not bring significant results, stating that spending money on teachers' development would be better value for money. Okay, the Welsh Government stated that it was an important issue for both parents and children and could actually support teachers' workload issues as well. They reported that more than half of infants are taught in classes more than 25, which prevents them having the best start in life. So, the number of children you have in your class is really important, and there's a significant difference to many aspects of teaching, judging on it. I always used to say that every child is entitled to 1/nth of my time. So if I got 30 children, then each child is worth has 1/30th of my time, roughly. Now, if you consider the difference between 25 and 35 children, then the fraction of time is certainly being reduced with even bigger and bigger class sizes. There is also an impact on marking and questioning. Of course, it also has to be said that the size of the class would not improve the ability of the teacher to teach in a similar way as the use of technology. An ineffective teacher will still be ineffective whether the class is 35, 25, or even 5. Quick change. I need a producer, guys. With large classes, it's easy to overlook and not give every child some of your attention. And the BBC News website reported on Saturday that schools in England are struggling to support the 1.1 million pupils with special educational needs or disabilities, SEND, within the mainstream classrooms. A recent report surveyed 1,100 school leaders and found delays to assessments, insufficient budgets and cuts in local authorities were hampering the ability to cope with these children and provide them a good education. The report states that more funding is required despite the government stating that it's increased the funding for those with high needs. Within the article, you can read some of the specific case studies relating to this issue, although the survey suggests that primary schools are under the most strain, with 8 out of 10 leaders saying that their budget was insufficient to support children. The DFE, of course, responded by saying that schools have a key role within this, that they should ensure that teachers are trained and have an understanding of the needs of pupils, and are a very key part of the drive to ensure that all children have access to the education they deserve. SEN training, of course, will form part of the new core content for the National Teacher Training. Now, I actually agree with the DFE here that all children deserve an equal education, although my concern is when it comes down to money and funding, that this equalness appears to be forgotten about. I feel, my personal opinion, that teachers are aware of the needs of children, and both their training and their experience allows them for the identification of the needs of children and how to support them. However, it is the support which needs to be funded, whether or not this be a specialist teacher, adult support or additional help. This is where the money is needed, and where there is, sadly, it is lacking. Within schools, we have excellent TA and support staff who would often go above and beyond what is required of them. Surely they need to be acknowledged as well. So in last week's radio show on wilsonwafflingradio.co.uk, we were discussing whether certain song titles should have question marks. Well, while visiting schools this week, I have been re-immersed in the teaching of punctuation and the realm of the SPAG testing. However, in a report in The Guardian, here, look, last Tuesday, it stated that the linguistic expert David Crystal says that the exam board rules on punctuation are wrong. It has come about because of the use of the comma and whether it should be used before and as a conjunction. Apparently, and I'm no expert of this, the placement of the comma is disputed, and Oxford University Press actually decided that there should be one before and. So wrong, comma, and wrong. Well, most people would punctuate it wrong, comma, wrong, and wrong. Now, I'm no English expert, and this seems to be following on from the discussion and articles about different accents within school. English teachers, please do not shoot me down here, but although I agree there is a degree of technical ability needed to ensure sentences are punctuated correctly, the main focus for me of the writing has to be the content and the style. As I read my scripts here in front of me, I know that a lack of punctuation can lead to me stumbling over words and sentences, although I also know that sometimes I use them to complete the punctuation completely inaccurately in order for effect. Yes, there was an ellipsis there, and then a dash. Or is it a hyphen? And another one. And an ellipsis. Enough! Exclamation mark. For enough. For me, I would want everyone to focus on content and effect and then use phrases which sound good rather than being told to name them or even mark off the number of frontal adverbials within their writing. New story, click. It's very lonely at the top of any structure. I'm not referring to standing on top of a building, more about being a manager. As a manager, you need to be everyone's support, but also everyone's strict leader, enforcing and tackling difficulties. The secret teacher this week, we can't have a website roundup without the secret teacher, recognised this and related it almost to parenting a group of staff. Most managers have their staff main interest in heart and have to make difficult decisions which sometimes they don't actually agree with. It's difficult to be at the top, and we should recognise the work that they put into keeping us minions like me protected. There's more within that article if you'd like to have a read. And finally, with my techie hat on, an article from TeachThought website, 7 reasons apps should have already replaced textbooks in the classroom. These include the ability to create personalised and interactive textbooks, combining sources of information and relating them to real-life examples, and even putting exam questions right next to the information. Not that this next statement will mean anything to some of you, but for me, apps don't need to be covered with a wallpaper at the start of the year either. I never was good at covering textbooks with wallpaper, never left enough room for the spine. Anyway, the links to all of these articles can be found below the... Oh no, look, I'm not very slick here. All these things for all these articles can be found below this blog post on wilsonwaffling.co.uk. So go along, and if you're interested, then have a look at any of the link to that will be in the show notes below this video. Until then, this concludes this week's website roundup. Do you want to know? I don't know, starting at a weird time. I have no idea at all. So anyway, we're going to move on. The time is fleeting. It says 20 past, but I know it's not really 20 minutes. I think it's a lot longer than that. I'm just checking the chat room, guys. Still one person there. I think it's me, so don't worry. Anyway, let's move on to the teacher tidbits. The teaching tidbits. This is when I give you some ideas for working in the classroom. And if you're interested in looking at any of these, then you can go along to the Wilson Waffling forum, and you can find that by going along to the wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and you'll find it coming on the screen now. There it goes. You can go along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk and find it in the Waffling forum. So here we go. Now, this actually came from quite a while back. This was quite a while back, and there was, I was watching a news round or Newsbeat article about the difference between a diplodocus versus a blue whale. And when I started to think about this, I thought, oh, that's brilliant. That's a really good idea. We could really do something about this. So the idea I give you, free of charge, you can have it, take it. The idea would be to present the children with a whole other range of facts and figures about the two creatures. And then they could actually make some top trump cards. Do you remember top trump cards? They used to look like this. Do you remember those? You probably don't remember them. If you're a lot younger, you might not or really young, you might not remember top trump cards. But yes, they could make some top trump cards, and they could have the idea of interpreting the data on these cards to decide who was the winner in various competitions. So, and you don't have to literally do this just with words. You could also do it with pictures. So here's a picture from the actual article. So you can see there, that's the difference between the diplodocus and the the Diplodocus and the blue whale with a little picture of me there. Well, it's not me, it's a man. It's a man. Okay, so what else could you do? So you could ask simple questions such as, what is the longest? What is the heaviest? What is the fastest? Or more involved questions that require a calculation or an application of the data. For example, how many breaths would they need to travel a certain distance? So if you knew that the whale can hold its breath so many for so many minutes, and it can swim at so many meters per second, how long can it actually swim in one breath, and things like this. Okay, so you could actually do this throughout. You could actually do it as a whole class, and each member of the class could find their own animal, their own dinosaur, and make their own top trump card. And then you could actually have the questions up on the board and say, this is my dinosaur, who would beat this dinosaur, who would, be killed by the dinosaur, and things like that. And it could be a really sort of like interactive game. And also, don't stop at dinosaurs and creatures. You can compare facts and figures could also be applied to other situations, such as space and the planets, sports, the Olympics, the Commonwealth Games, or even human versus animals. Okay, so you could be the human, and they could all have animals on their top trump cards, and then you could say, what do you think? What do you think? Now, it could be anything, and the children could be engaged in research skills. They could do their own IT skills, or even, for example, they could say, you could relate it to a story. So you could say, okay, then, how big the BFG is this big? How big is that compared to you, or something like that? And there's also that would help put distances and things like that in mathematics. If you said even if I said to you, how big is 5 meters? Do you actually know how big 5 meters is? Could you measure it? What is the distance between there and then? My mom is really good at yards. She sort of says, oh, go down 10 yards. If I'm ever lost, I don't have my sat nav, I often stop somebody, and it always seems to be somebody who's imperial measurements. And I say, how far for this? Oh, go about 100 yards down there. I'm thinking, 100 yards? What on earth is 100 yards? And I have no idea at all. So, my viewer has gone. I'm sad. My viewer is gone. Obviously, it wasn't me. Because they've gone. Never mind. So all this could be explored. So how big was the BFG? How heavy was the Gruffalo? How quick was the Flash? And they could all be done on these top trump cards. So if you want to have a go at this, then do so. And if you have any joy with it, any success, or if you got any pictures about those top trump cards, then by all means, add them in the comments below, and that would be lovely to hear from you. So we are now going to go on to, if I can find it, one of my favourite parts of the show is Ask Waffling Wilson.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
Ask Waffling Wilson.
Please note, the new number is...
Ask Waffling Wilson.
Hello. Now, I suddenly realised something. It's a little bit slower now with this thing on, but never mind. Right, here we go. We have got... I got a message saying my prescription is ready. Okay, then. So we've got two questions here. A bit worried about the first one. Do you judge people quickly? Now, that's a difficult one, that. Because I'm live on YouTube. Do you want to know? I would hope that I don't judge people quickly, but I'm not keen on inefficiency. I openly hold my hand up for that. I don't like inefficiency. So if somebody's inefficient, then I'm sorry, I've judged you. I just think, no, get your act together. Come on, I need this now. So I don't judge people on looks or appearance or anything like that, or hair color or spiky hair. I'm quite open, or nose rings or anything like that. That doesn't bother me, but inefficiency does bother me. So perhaps I do if I notice that somebody's inefficient. Okay. This is an education one. What is or was your favorite class in school? So what was my favorite class in school? Well, you can probably guess it wasn't science. It was, of course, mathematics. I just loved mathematics. I just loved it so much. And I do wish I loved it in primary school. I loved it in secondary school because I could do it. It was one of those things that I could actually do, and so I loved doing it. I do wish I'd taken maths A level. I never did. And I took 3 sciences, and looking back on it, I should have taken mathematics. I should have probably done biology, physics and mathematics. That's what I should have done, but I took 3 sciences. And do you know, I don't know why on earth I did that. I really do not know why, but I think I was trying to be special in some way. But I wish I had done maths, physics and science and biology. That's what I hope I would have done, but anyway, I didn't. But yeah, mathematics, surprisingly enough, was my favorite subject at school. Right, you'll be pleased to know that we have come to the end of the show. So if you were the one person that was watching me, then thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate that. Live, that is. If you're watching this video, then please remember that I am aiming for 15. I'm doing this because this is how I sign 15. 15 views and 2 likes, 2 thumbs up. So if you are watching this and you've got this far, then please go and press the like button. Apart from that, if you have any ideas or comments, then please add them below, or you can join up on the website on wilsonwaffling.co.uk. Let me just get it on the screen for you. You can go along to this website and join up on this website. Here it comes. There you go. And join the webpage. There's a slight fault there that I need to sort out. And you can join the forums and you can start working your way to becoming a waffling legend. The other thing that I would like to say is that by all means do go along to wilsonwafflingradio.co.uk, where my radio show on my radio station is streaming 24/7. It's always there with Alvin, who's my auto DJ, doing the auto DJ, spinning those discs, those records. So by all means, go along there. Remember, you can keep up to with my waffles by following me on my Twitter, which is, of course, iWilsonYSJ. Or you can follow the YSJ Prime Ed hashtag on Twitter as well. So I hope to see you all back for episode 74 of Wilson Waffling Live. Until then, can I just say to you all, have fun, look after yourself, I'll catch you all later. And until then, consider yourself waffled. See you later, guys. Bye. Oh, pause.
Wilson Waffling.